Oh, baby, oh, baby, oh, baby, what a fun Thursday. We're talking quarterbacks. We got Rob Parker coming up. But wait till we get Rob Parker off the air. We have Mike Florio sound. Mike Florio, because there's more rumors about the 49ers quarterback position, and it has to do with Mac Jones.
Oh.
He has a Mac Jones for Trey Lance idea. Mike Florio, that is. So it just doesn't stop.
Oh, boy.
It just doesn't stop. Woo! Good morning, everybody out there getting off their graveyard shift. If you're getting off of work, what is happening? If you're getting ready for work or if you're at work, good morning to you, all the beauty drivers, of course, all the baristas, all the small business owners. Shout out to Gambino's serving us with this hot coffee.
Thank God.
Shout out to Omar at Metro Cafe. He's going to deliver the cheesesteaks tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
We're working on that because your boy ain't going to be able to eat anything on Monday, so I'm about to pig out all weekend long. I may not be able to fit into a suit on Sunday. That's how hard I'm going to go into the paint. Went to Izzy's Steakhouse yesterday. Steakhouse.
I love Izzy's. Did you get the scalloped potatoes?
I didn't go potatoes yesterday.
Would you go skirt steak?
I went mushrooms, cream spinach, and I went New York steak.
Oh.
It was good though.
Okay.
It was good.
I can dig it.
You can dig it?
You dig it?
We got Rob? Rob's there? Oh, Rob's ready to roll. Rob Parker, one of our favorite guests. We can talk baseball, we can talk football, talk basketball. He's versatile when it comes to the sports game. Rob Parker, of course. Check out his website, MLBBro.com. He's the founder and editor of this website. Covers black and brown players from around the major leagues, chronicling the path of both past and present black and brown players, highlighting their achievements in the game right now and from a historical standpoint. Inside the Parker Podcast, of course, every single Thursday. The MLB Bro Show every Saturday and Sunday. And we love talking to Rob. We'll get into the Gamote a little bit later. We always have fun with that. But Rob, man, long time no talk. How you doing this morning, brother?
Doing great. How you guys doing, man? Life is good. Busy with baseball season, as you know. I'm in my element, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah, we're happy, too. We got the Giants, even though they're struggling, and we'll get to them in a second. They're hit or miss. They got their home opener tomorrow against the Royals. And I know I heard you recently with Willard and Dibbs talking about they're coming up to the Bay Area. So when you do, we all got to link up, man, and go to a game. You, Shasky, Jason Dumas over at Cronford. We had him in the studio the other day. He's doing a great job up here. But start with baseball there. How have you adapted to the pitch clock so far this season, Rob?
Well, I wasn't a fan of it because I just felt like, it wasn't really going to cut a significant amount of time off. I thought like maybe spring training was, with guys just taking their hacks and they're not really trying to work the pitchers and all that kind of stuff. And I just thought maybe it looks good, but is it really going to work? And so far, to be honest, if you could shave 20 or 30 minutes off and it's legit, then that's fine. My only issue, though, is the umpires have to work with the veteran players. I don't want to see Tim Anderson getting thrown out of a game in the third inning. I don't want to see Manny Machado getting thrown out in the first inning. That if it's going to be that, then it's bad for baseball. I want to see the stars play. The umpires have to work with these guys who haven't played under these. Maybe the younger players who have been under a pitch clock in the minor leagues, they're more used to it. But if you start throwing out stars in the game, then I'm going to be against it.
Interesting. You bringing up all the stars. B and I have had this conversation. I feel like the NBA has always prided itself on developing young stars and new faces for the league. NFL, obviously, they've got the minor league system of college football that almost creates them for them. So we have name recognition before they even get there. I think we've underrated how many great young players there are in today's game. I mean, I'm looking around every single day. There are guys, Bobby Witt Jr., Vladimir Guerrero Jr., like there's so many guys around the league right now that are budding superstars. Julio Rodriguez. I think the game's in a great place in terms of youth.
I totally agree. I totally and sports goals like that, where a sport will have a great run of players, and baseball had that when you go back to all the great players that retired, and Jeter and Bonds, and like there was just an unbelievable group of players that have come and gone, and then there's a little lull, and then other guys emerge. But I'm with you. I think that kid Jordan Walker in St. Louis.
Yeah,
the Cardinals on off to a great start. This kid is 6'6". Like this guy would have been in the NFL. He would have been a guy who would have buck baseball, you know what I mean? And going to the NFL or whatever with his size. I think he's 250, 260, 250, 6'6". If you look at him, and this dude's playing baseball at a high level, was supposed to go to AAA. He hit his first major league home run yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
He's hit in all 6 of his first 6 games. I mean, that's guys like that are starting to excite me in Major League Baseball. So I agree. I think that there's a wealth of talent out there. The game is in a good place, healthy, making money, all-time high revenue last year. I mean, I know people have painted this dinosaur and dying and all. It's just, being in San Francisco, people love baseball.
No doubt.
And all over these cities, the major cities, baseball is supreme, and people can not talk about it nationally, or I had a big fight about, not people who don't want to talk about baseball on the national level on our show, The Odd Couple on Fox Sports Radio. But Chris Broussard and I talk baseball, because I don't think you could just ignore 70 million people buying tickets every year, TV ratings locally. They dominate the primetime viewing in every major city, but 25 of the 30. They're number one at night from 7 to 11. You can't ignore that, and we refuse to do it.
No, same here, Rob. Rob Parker here on the Morning Rush on 95.7 The Game. Check out his website, MLBBro.com. He's a founder or editor of that, and it covers black and brown players from around the major leagues and chronicling the past of both past and present black and brown players, highlighting their achievements in the game right now and from a historical standpoint inside the Parker podcast as well. He's got everything going on here, and there's a lot of good baseball happening. Tampa Bay Rays are undefeated, 6-0, plethora of young talent. The Yankees, of course, with Aaron Judge, Blue Jays, even the Royals got a lot of young talent on their roster here. And you brought up the ratings with baseball. And it feels like now's the time for baseball, maybe catapult the NBA in terms of rating because of the way the NBA is being ran right now, Rob. The new CBA deal came out. It looks like the players got hosed. Now we got a midseason tournament for who, for what? Is the NBA in real deep trouble, especially post-LeBron and post-Steph Curry?
I think so. I just think the league has really the commissioner, they want to turn the NBA into soccer with a midseason tournament. Again, negate the regular season, trying to make players play at least 65 games to win any major awards. You just have to stop. My recommendation for getting players to play and stop the load management would be like a baseball rule. When you have to go on the 10-day disabled list or injured list or whatever they call it today, injured list, and you have to miss 10 days. So if you take a day off, you need to miss the next 3 games. So that would be 4 games. So that would stop people from, you can't afford to have a guy take a random, I want to take this random night off if you have to miss the next 3 games. And if somebody's really hurt, then they have time to, recuperate and get better. And if they're not, and they're just trying to take a day off, you have to really think about it. Imagine if a guy takes 4 of those nights off, right, just deciding they don't want to play. That would mean he'd have to miss a total of 16 games in a season. Wow. I think that would eliminate it. Players don't want to play. You say, well, don't play a full game, just play 10 or 12 minutes and play or whatever. They don't want to do that because of their stats. Career stats would plummet if you go into games and play 10 or 12 minutes and you don't put up any points or rebounds. So that's why players never want to do that. They want the whole day off because they don't want it to count against their stats. But this is a bad thing for the NBA. You can only take advantage of fans so long.
Yeah. Where
people are paying. I had my brother and my nephew, 2 nephews in town in LA, and they wanted to go to a Lakers game. I paid $2,000 for 4 tickets.
Damn.
Like that's for good seats, you know what I mean? But right. $2,000. And in that game, LeBron was hurt, and it was against the Mavericks, and Luka didn't play. And then there was a question on whether Kyrie was going to play or not. Now, Kyrie wound up playing, so Kyrie and Anthony Davis played, and it wound up being a great game that the Mavericks won at the buzzer. But 2 of the 4 stars were not playing, and there was a chance that 3 of the 4 were not playing. And after a while, you feel like you've been duped. And you're not going to spend big money on tickets if you're not sure people are playing.
Yeah, that's a really, really good point. I mean, Rob, you bring up, obviously, LeBron and some of the big names. You've been outspoken about Steph Curry, and we've asked you about that before. Shohei, big must-watch guy. Does Tiger Woods still do it for you? Because today he's playing the front nine of the Masters right now, and I'm a big golf fan, but I know a lot of people aren't. But he's the one guy that in golf people do care about. Does he still do it for you?
Not really. I mean, I know golf, and they can't help it because anytime you could put his name and stuff, he's always in all the advertisements for everything because of his past, and he's a guy who's gotten ratings, for golf. And you've seen the ratings without Tiger and when he wasn't in there weren't good. So they're going, as long as he's going to be around, they're always going to throw him in the mix for people, hoping to get ratings or hoping that, he can play on Sunday, and it's, you know what I mean? And people are jacked and want to tune in for him. But, I think that ship sailed for me on Tiger a while ago.
Interesting. Rob Parker, I want to go back to baseball real quick, and then we'll get into the 49ers for a second. You brought up Shasky brought up Shohei Otani, must watch. And I've been a couple weeks ago, I was like, the Giants, they can't get a star. They failed on Aaron Judge. They did the Carlos Correa debacle. A couple of years ago, they couldn't get Stanton. They couldn't get Bryce Harper. They missed on Shohei, for crying out loud. Now Shohei's going to be a free agent. And I believe if you're the Giants and they need a star bad, this is a star market, Rob, in the Bay Area. It's become that. When you look at the Niners, all their stars, the Warriors and all their stars, the Giants have yet to get one, and people aren't going to the games as frequently as they used to here at Oracle Park. I believe the Giants should offer Shohei $75 million a year, and whatever years he wants, you give it to him because you're getting a player who's 2 for 1. He's a 2 for 1. He's a great pitcher. He's a great hitter, and that's what you got to do to get a star. I think Shohei can ask that next year in the offseason, saying, hey, I want at least $70 million a season. What you think, Rob?
I don't disagree from the standpoint of he's going to be worth every dime, and not just for, and I get it as a pitcher and as a hitter, but the marketing and the merchandising that you'll be able to sell and the money and the advertisements from Japanese companies on the billboards all over the stadium. You remember when Matsui played for the Yankees?
Oh yeah.
The outfield fences were covered with Japanese companies. In the World Baseball Classic, 100 million people watched the final game, the championship game in Japan to watch Shohei. I mean, you will make your money back. I know it sounds crazy to pay somebody that much money, but he's different. He's such an international star. He brings eyeballs to TVs. He sells merchandise. And if I'm the Angels, I think that you have to offer him some ludicrous deal. You just have to. It's probably starting at $600 million, $550 million, somewhere around there. And if he turns it down, you probably have to deal him because you can't let that guy walk for nothing.
Yeah,
you just can't. I think I know you want to hold on to him for the season or whatever, but for that guy to walk and go somewhere else when he won't sign a deal, and you put that kind of money on the table, it'd be hard to swallow for an organization.
Rob, we've been kicking this around this morning, and I want your opinion. Someone who's not here in the Bay Area, we're in the bubble. We always joke around. We're in the bubble. We're in the Niner bubble. Brock Purdy mania, Trey Lance, woulda, coulda, shoulda. There's obviously Lamar Jackson out there, Aaron Rodgers. What's your read on what the Niners should do for this year?
Well, I still think that, and as well as Brock Purdy played, I still think when you make a trade up for a Trey Lance and give what you gave, and I know people are, well, he didn't look good. He only played a couple of games. I don't know how they won't give him a chance if they were that high on him coming in. I'm not saying that he should automatically be the starter, but can Brock Purdy be better than he was with the weapons around him? Was it that or was it him? He had so many great weapons to utilize. So I'm just from a management or ownership or front office, I mean, I think you have to give Trey Lance an opportunity to play to see if this guy is what you thought he was. Otherwise, why would you have drafted him or moved up that, to secure him? So I think it's a competition, and I think they have to see who can, utilize their system and their weapons the best, and who has the bigger upside.
Well said, Rob. Hey, we got to break bread when you come into the Bay Area, man.
Yeah, I always come every summer. I'm coming, and I'm going to let you guys know ahead of time. We will get together with all the guys I know up there. Jason Dumas is my guy over there. And we'll do that. I want to make that happen.
Absolutely, Rob. You're good to us, man. Thanks for the time today. We love your insight on
Thanks,
everything. Baseball, especially baseball.
And check me out on Brian Kenny's show on MLB Now. I'm on 9:15 Pacific Coast time every Thursdays on MLB Network.
Oh, that's big time.
Yeah.
Brian Kenny.
We got it on in the studio every day.
Yep, MLB Network stays on our channel. We love that channel, man. And don't forget about MLBBro.com. Founder and editor Rob Parker, of course, covers black and brown players from around the major leagues. It's really cool. Chronicling the path of both past and present black and brown players, highlighting their achievements in the game right now and from a historical standpoint. Inside the Parker podcast, you heard about the Odd Couple with Chris Broussard. Rob does it all. Rob, thanks so much for the time, man.
All right, guys. Have a great day. Thank you.
Thanks.